Welcome back to the channel. Today it is evening time. This is actually the day of that we bought the truck, and as you guys can see, I bought it with 23 miles, I believe it was, and now it has 28. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting miles on it because we're actually gonna be towing with it pretty darn soon, so stay tuned for that. But one thing I read online is you do have to do a break-in period with the Duramax. Now I'm going to show that to you really quickly here online, but there is like an interval, and it doesn't say you can't tow. It tells you not to, I should say, within the first 500, but then it contradicts itself. It says, well, if you do tow, don't go over 50 miles an hour. So more or less, you can if you have to, but you can't obviously do wide open throttle. You can't go over 50 miles an hour basically. So for me, what I normally do is I like to drive like a 60 miles an hour for about 10 to 15 miles. Then I'll jump up to like 75, and then I'll drop back down to like maybe 55. Then I'll get off the highway, let it rest a little bit. You know, just so you know, you don't want to put a lot of stress on that rear diff. And obviously, again, you want everything to seat well within the engine. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have towed with trucks in the past. But again, I didn't go over 50 miles an hour. So with my Ram that I just traded in, we were lucky because we didn't have a trip planned for a while. And so we were able to put a lot of miles on it before we took it out for the first time.
So my voice is starting to come back, but I wanted to get this video done for you guys for today, so let's go ahead and get into it. So for the break-in, one thing you need to understand is you don't need an elaborate break-in for the truck. It will perform better over time, so try not to drive at any one constant speed, as I mentioned in the video, fast or slow. For the first 500 miles, do not make full throttle starts. Avoid downshifting to brake or slow the vehicle with the transmission. I also mentioned in the video, don't make any hard stops for the first 200 miles or so. And the reason why that is because it says the new brake linings are not yet broken in. Hard stops with the new linings can mean premature wear and earlier replacement. Now, it says do not tow a trailer during break-in, but we'll check that out here in a second. Now, something I did not know, if you see down here, it says for the first 4,000 miles, you do have a break-in for various mechanical and electrical systems. I never knew that. And then it just continues down here, so just be sure to pause if you want to read more. So it says here, do not tow a trailer during the first 500 miles. It also says the first oil change must be performed before heavy towing. Now, I thought that it contradicted itself, but I think what this is saying is do not drive over 50 miles an hour and do not make starts at full throttle during the first 500 miles of trailer towing. So I guess that's after the break-in period. I guess that's what they're saying, but it's not clear.
Now, I want to make one complaint real quickly. For some weird reason, these headlights are not that great. Like, even the fog lights are like kind of sucky. Like, there's not a lot of light coming from them. But nevertheless, I will say again, Ram had the best fog lights. Like, their headlights were probably about the same, but when you turn the fog lights on, they were literally brighter than the headlights. So I'm gonna miss that. We are out here in Utah, so we are on the highway. We're on what, Interstate 15? It's kind of busy too, actually. Kind of busy. Now let me ask you a question, Mrs. HB. Is this truck a lot more comfortable than the Ram?
The drive feels a little smoother.
Yes, yes.
Is it the wheels or just the truck overall?
Well, this has independent front suspension. And I think it's the tires. I do have the tire pressure lower. I am going to air the sucker up though. I don't like my tire pressure to be this low. So yeah. Oh wow, it's kind of all over the place too. So yeah, I'll have to do that tomorrow morning before the sun comes out. But yeah, this truck is definitely a little bit smoother. Even when I put my level on, before I should say I put it on, this truck just beats it in every way. And I did have really aggressive tires, so these are all-terrain on the AT4s. But I will say the Ram definitely rides a lot rough in the 3500. Now, as you guys know, I'm going to snake you. I am doing a fuel economy run. I did reset it. I just want to kind of get a feel for it. I'm only going off of the computer as I always do. But when we get a good trip in, I will show you guys some fuel economy. So there's definitely some big things coming for this truck. Not modification wise, but like videos. Like I want to do some towing videos. And I think we may have a trip planned, a really long trip for this truck too, so we might put a lot of miles on it for this year. But let's go ahead and take a look at where we are. So right now I'm running at 75 miles an hour, and I'll probably be here for like another 5 miles and I'll drop back down. But man, traffic is pretty heavy tonight. I mean, it is Friday night though. Now, I don't like the fact, as you guys can see, there's no like ambient lighting in this truck. Like I can see a little bit of light on like the door handles, but there's not like a lot of light around this truck. So it's really dark in here. So this is a black interior. This is why I don't like darker interiors, because it's just so dark inside here. I see that there's light there up top, but for the most part, it's really, really dark. Alrighty, so we only have 42 miles. I'm gonna go ahead and get off the interstate. And like I said, I like to allow the diff to cool down a little bit. I mean, this is the perfect temperature outside too. What is it? It's 73 degrees, perfect. But yeah, you don't want to brake too hard too. I didn't mention that earlier, but that's something else that people probably don't know. When you first get a car, you're not supposed to slam on the brakes. It's not good for the, you know, caliper, not good for the fluid. So yeah, give it time to really, really brake in. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed in this headlight output. It's not that great. When we go to BLM, you know, I like to have a lot of output if we're coming back home late or something like that. But let's go ahead and pull over right here. This is something that I didn't have in my Ram. It's pretty cool. We were gonna pull off here. I'm gonna show you guys the outside real quick, and then we'll go ahead and head back the other way. One thing that I did look at on this truck was these power deployable running boards. It seems like whenever I looked at these online, if it was an AT4, it just had the fixed running boards. Don't get me wrong, those are fine. I'm never going to take this truck off road. So having the power ones is perfect. But I like the headlight design, especially at night. I will do a separate video for you guys if you like to see them, like with all the turn signals and stuff like that. But yeah, these fog lights, not that great. It looks like it has like 4 beams too, so I would expect a little bit more from them. But man, look at that black paint. And even though this truck's not completely blacked out, I actually prefer the way it looks. So there's a little bit of chrome on that grille, also on the wheels too. Looks really good. So let's go ahead and get back on the road. Actually, I'm gonna turn the truck off and let it cool down for a little bit, and then we'll jump back on. But like, if you're gonna tow, you want your truck to be in top shape for sure. So like, I definitely recommend, you know, really like breaking in, you know, the differential, and of course allow the engine to have everything seat properly. It's really quiet. It sounds like a gas truck. I promise you though, it's definitely a Duramax. It definitely is. Man, I know a lot of people don't like these lights on the fender flares. I don't mind them. I think they look kind of cool. I did notice how back though, they use incandescent bulbs. For a $90,000 truck, I mean, come on.
I did, however, replace these in the last video.
Let's check something out back here. I gotta get used to these buttons. So, one thing I would like for GM to do is to put a switch back here for the lights. So here's what you have to do. Actually, I don't know. I think these are for the front. Oh, here they go, right here, boom. It's clear as day. There it is. I've never seen these lights on, because normally when I do my reviews on these trucks, it's in the daytime, so I don't ever turn them on. But they need to put a button back here, really bright up there. Nice. And I do have the camera for the bed. This is a nice truck. I might fall in love with this GMC. I might get another one. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, look. And you have that light for the conventional hitch. Now, I will say the Ram added that later on, but they don't have this. And then here are the lights up front too for your trailer. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm happy to highlight that your vehicle does come equipped with this 3-year premium plan. So you have all the benefits of being fully connected and protected for the next 3 years with all of our safety features.
Cool.
Also, which includes the automatic crash response, the stolen vehicle assistance. You do have remote access, and you do have access to the emergency button. Are you familiar with all these features?
No, but I guess I'll probably figure it out.
Were you able to download the My GMC app by any chance yet to your mobile device?
I have not actually.
Okay, not a problem. You do have time to download it. Just download the My GMC app. Further from that, you just set up your PIN, which will allow you to use the great features within, such as locking and unlocking your vehicle from your cell phone, and you get access to vehicle diagnostics, you know.
Alrighty, so we've only hit 6 to 8 miles, but I'm going to show you why. So we're going to show you why we just can't seem to leave Utah. You ready to show them?
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to show them?
Yeah.
All right, let's show them. Check this out. Like this view, sorry for the wind noise. This view is just, you can't really even see it on the camera, unfortunately. I apologize. Doesn't do it justice, but this is just amazing. Wow. Alrighty, we just hit 100. Now I just dropped my family off because, I don't know if I said it earlier in the video, but we're towing our fifth wheel. And so I want to try to get at least 700 miles on this truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an oil change because they're free on this truck. So I'm going to get one probably like around 700 miles. So today's Friday evening. So I'm probably going to put like at least a couple hundred miles. So I'm probably going to drive another 100 miles out and back. And then we should have enough miles. Not 100, maybe I'll do like 50 miles out and back. And then I'll head back home. But yeah, what I always do is on my Ram, see, I was lucky because when we got our Ram 3500, we had already planned a really big trip down to North Carolina. So I had like almost a month to put basically 1,000 miles on it. So, and I didn't change the oil on my Ram. I just rode with it till about 5,000 miles and then I changed it. But most people, I think PD Diesel, I've heard him, he says that he gets an oil change the first 1,000 miles. But for me, you know, on this truck, I'll definitely do it. Not saying I don't trust the Duramax, but you know, hey, I don't feel as comfortable in something that's not a Ram. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm not saying that this truck is gonna have problems. I'm just saying that I want to prevent any kind of issue with this truck. So far so good. My wife, she clearly said that this truck is a lot better riding than my Ram. So that's not good. I may not be able to get another Ram in the future. I'm just kidding. We'll definitely have to keep Ram on the channel. But yeah, I'll go over the numbers for you guys at some point too. Stay tuned for that. Be sure to remind me because I might forget. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what kind of deal I got because I figured you guys would want to know. But one thing I've noticed about the GMs, or they're so simple, it's actually really easy to use this truck. That was like the first thing I noticed when I got inside of here. And I like the cruise control too. The cruise control, it never really turns off. So I turned the truck off a couple times and I looked down and I noticed that the cruise control was still on. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. When the Ram, once you turn the truck off, it turns off automatically. So there's definitely some things about this truck that I like. I'm gonna have to admit that. But only time will tell if I can live with this really, really boring infotainment system. I'm missing my Ram. I have seen where people can do a big screen here, but I don't want to do anything aftermarket with this truck, and you guys will find out why in probably within a month or so, maybe 2 months. But we'll see how everything shakes out. But I'm excited to tow, and like I said, I got a long ways to go. I'm gonna try to put 200 miles on it today, and then my wife's gonna be going out a couple times, and then I think we'll take like a road trip without the trailer before our trip, so we can get at least 500 miles. If I get the 500, change the oil, I'll be happy with that too. So we'll see how everything shakes out.